Hello everyone, Genki here, and today we're going to see if I can beat Pokemon Shining Pearl with only Froslass. Froslass is an Ice Ghost Pokemon introduced to Gen 4. It is the evolution of Snorunt, which is a Gen 3 Pokemon. Actually, funny enough, it is one of the only two Pokemon that evolves from the Dawnstone, the other being Galactic, who evolves from a male Curlia. It has a 480 base stat total. All of its stats are pretty even except for its speed. 70 base HP, defense, and special defense is pretty good. However, we'll have to be dealing with Froslass's Ice type debuff. 80 attack versus 80 special attack means we could go either way with whatever set we want to use. However, we'll be going more special. Lastly, 110 speed is pretty crazy. Or at least for Myron's it is. Since Froslass was added one gen after Snorunt and Glalie, Froslass gets access to all of Glalie's level up moves. They're primarily physical, but Froslass does get her own level up moves which are primarily special. By TM, Froslass gets some pretty good type coverage. Look at this: Water Pulse, Ice Beam, Blizzard, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball, and Psychic. Let's go over the rules. I can only use Froslass in battle. No items in battle, only held items outside combat are allowed. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's begin. I decided to give myself a Froslass via Pokemon Home. I forgot to name her. The first Dawnstone requires Surf, which requires 5 badges to use outside of battle, so I decided to not start with Snorunt. Also, our first gym is Rock. While Ice is super effective against Geodude and Onix, Rollout will hit us hard, and Froslass will start disobeying us at level 11. The Froslass was originally from Pokemon Shield, but for some reason, that messed up its moves. When I took Froslass out of Shield, she had Powder Snow, Astonish, and Hex. However, when I sent her into Shining Pearl, she forgot Hex and learned Leer and Double Team. This was not ideal, but before Roark, we need the Battle Berry. Starly was a 2-shot, but it had nothing that could hit Froslass. Neither of our attacks could do good damage against Barry's Chimchar, but it chose to spam Leer. It should have had Ember, but it never used it as we took it out. Time for Roark. By the time we challenged him, Froslass was level 9. Geodude survived Powder Snow instead of Defense Curl. Roark then used both of his potions before we could take out Geodude. Onix also survived Powder Snow, but then missed his Rock Throw, allowing Froslass to finish it off. This raised Froslass to level 11. Against Roark's Cranidos, Froslass landed her first Powder Snow for a quarter damage, as Cranidos' Bulldoze did a third. Cranidos now outsped. It used Leer twice, as Froslass ignored us. It then used the second Bulldoze, taking out Froslass. We could not level up Froslass. That would make her disobedience worse. The trick was to use Double Team to boost our evasiveness. Against Geodude, where Froslass was still listening to us, we had her set up 3 Double Teams. Geodude had spammed Defense Curl before finally using Rollout, which missed. We then finally took out Geodude. Onix lived Powder Snow and Red Health, causing Roark to use his potion. When we took Onix back to Red Health, I thought Roark would use his second potion, so I had Froslass set up a 4 Double Team, but then Onix went for Rock Throw. It thankfully missed, so we were facing Cranidos with full health. The strat was going well, as Cranidos missed 2 Bulldozes as we landed 2 Powder Snows, taking Cranidos to a quarter. Cranidos then finally landed a Bulldoze, so it would now go first. It decided to switch to Leer, as one final Powder Snow wins us our first badge. We can now head back to Jubilife City, and head north to the Valley Windworks, where we have to face Commander Mars. Zubat was a 2-KO with Powder Snow, but it used its turn on Supersonic. Last is Perugly. It went first, and its Thief did almost half. However, that was not the worst part. Powder Snow did almost nothing. Perugly has thick fat. We needed to grind to level 20 in order for Froslass to learn Draining Kiss. One moment please. At level 20, Zubat was now a 1-shot. Froslass outsped Perugly, and Draining Kiss did a quarter. Perugly's Thief also did a quarter. We were still suffering from disobedience, but the health absorption from Draining Kiss was enough for Froslass to tank the attacks, and finally take out Perugly. We could now enter Eterna Forest, where we had to help Cheryl through the forest. Once in Eterna City, we made our way straight to the gym. You would think the Ice Pokemon would have no trouble against the Grass Gym. However, we're still dealing with a disobedient Froslass. Gardenia's Cherubi at first could not hit very hard, but it does have a setup move. I had to start trying to get Froslass to use Draining Kiss. 2 of them caused Gardenia to use her Super Potion, but we just couldn't get enough hits in to take out Cherubi on our first try. A few attempts later, we got in our first turn Powder Snow, which almost took out Cherubi. Gardenia then did not use a potion, as Froslass landed a Draining Kiss taking out Cherubi. Turtwig started off with a Reflect, and then went for Workup 3 times. This gave us plenty of chances for Froslass to listen and land Powder Snow, which one-shot Turtwig. Last is Roserade. Roserade first paralyzed Froslass' Stun Spore, before doing big damage with Grass Knot. Froslass did land an Ice Shard, taking Roserade to a quarter, which activated Citrus Berry. Okay, we just need to land 2 hits on Roserade, which is easier said than done. 2 hours later, Froslass was now level 24, almost 25. We got hit by a single Grass Knot by Cherubi before taking it out with Powder Snow. This rose Froslass to level 25, where she learned Icy Wind. Turtwig then hit us with a few Razor Leaves, taking Froslass to almost half before going down to Icy Wind. We got at a first turn Icy Wind against Roserade, taking it to a third. Its Citrus Berry taking it back to green health. Roserade then went for Stun Spore, which allowed it to go first despite Icy Wind's speed drop. Roserade's Grass Knot took Froslass to only 4 HP, but Froslass landed her next Icy Wind, winning us our second batch. Froslass will not listen to us until level 31. Next up is Team Galactic ability, where we have to battle Commander Jupiter. Zubat was no problem. Against Skuntank, we went for Double Team, avoiding Skuntank's Poison Gas. We went for Icy Wind, which did a quarter, as Skuntank landed its second Poison Gas. However, our next Icy Wind got a crit, taking out Skuntank. That was only our second attempt. We can now grab our bike and make our way to Heart Home City, where the only thing we could do was battle Barry. His Starly was a one-shot. This sent up Weasel, who was a 2-KO with Draining Kiss, so Froslass got hit with a Tail Whip before taking out Weasel. Against Monferno, Draining Kiss was only doing a third, but Monferno decided it wanted to go for Leer, twice, so we easily took it out. Last is Rosalia, who we one-shot. This opened up Veilstone City. We went straight to the department store, buying the teams for Ice Beam, Blizzard, Thunderbolt, and Psychic. Time for the third gym. Maylene immediately withdrew Benetite from a choke, who survived Draining Kiss at above half. We got the KO on the next turn though. Benetite then came back out, but it survived Draining Kiss at literally 1 HP, allowing it to step Light Screen. Maylene then used her Hyper Potion, but Benetite was still 2 KO. Last is Lucario. Draining Kiss was doing nothing. We went for it 3 times, as Lucario missed 2 Screeches and set up 1 Bulk Up. I decided to switch to our newly learned level up move, Frost Breath. This move always crits. It took Lucario to under half, however Lucario then finally landed a Screech. A second crit Frost Breath took Lucario to red health, just for Lucario's Metal Claw to one-shot Froslass. This took a lot of tries. I decided to replace Icy Wind with Ice Beam. The increased base power and stab made Ice Beam stronger than super effective Draining Kiss. Maylene still swapped out Manti from Choke, who only survived Ice Beam with less than a quarter. It went down, sending back out Manti. I decided to have Froslass set up Double Team. We set up a full 6, as Manti used Light Screen, 2 Bulk Ups, and 3 Flashes. One of them missed though. You see, Manti's only damaging move is Drain Punch, which cannot hit Froslass. It was also holding Light Clay, so Light Screen was going to last 8 turns. Draining Kiss took Manti to almost half, but then it missed its 4th flash. We took out Manti with Ice Beam. This then ended the Light Screen. We went for Ice Beam against Lucario, which didn't do that much, as Lucario missed Metal Claw. Both Froslass and Lucario then proceeded to both miss their moves repeatedly. Lucario did land a Screech, and Froslass' second Ice Beam then froze Lucario. A third one took Lucario to red health, forcing the Maylene to use her Hyper Potion. We switched to Frost Breath, which got Lucario back to red health in 3 hits. But then Maylene used her second Hyper Potion. Lucario was still frozen the entire time, by the way. After 2 more Frost Breaths, Lucario then thawed out and landed his Metal Claw, but Froslass lived the hit on 1 HP, giving us the win. This leveled up Froslass to level 31, which was bad because next was the Water Gym. Water resists ice. We did have Thunderbolt, but we would need to land it first. Wake leads with Gyarados, who has Crunch, which is half of Froslass' health in one hit. The next attempt, we landed Thunderbolt, one-shot Gyarados. However, they came out Quagsire, who was immune to Thunderbolt. We crit one-shot with Ice Beam. Last Floatzel. After previously landing 2 hits in a row, Froslass decided to ignore us, twice, allowing Floatzel to take out Froslass with 2 bites and an Aqua Jet. This thankfully took less attempts than Maylene. We immediately one-shot Gyarados. Froslass ignored us against Quagsire as it used Mud Shot, lowering her speed. Froslass then landed her Ice Beam, taking Quagsire to a quarter, as Quagsire set up the rain. Quagsire then got in 2 more Mud Shots, activating our Citrus Berry before going down. With now -3 speed, Floatzel went first. Its bite took Froslass to a third, but then Froslass landed her Thunderbolt, one-shotting Floatzel. With now 4 badges, Froslass will listen to us until level 51. Next up was about Berry. Starly and Weasel were both one-shots. However, Monferno survived Thunderbolt with above half health. Its Flame Wheel then took Froslass to almost half. Monferno then healed thanks to Shell Bell, helping it survive the second Thunderbolt and take out Froslass. I decided to get rid of Double Team for Psychic. It one-shot Monferno. Last on Berry's team was Rosalia, who went down to Ice Beam. We cannot meet up with Cynthia, get rid of the Psyducks on Route 210, and make our way to Celestic Town. Along the way, we picked up the team for Shadow Ball, which I used to replace Frost Breath. In Celestic Town, we had to beat up one Team Galactic Grunt, which rewarded us with the TM for Surf. On to the 5th gym. Drifloon survived Shadow Ball and went for Strength Stab. This put it out of potion range, but not enough health to survive the second Shadow Ball. Gengar was next, and it outsped. It went for Confuse Ray, and Froslass did hit herself. Gengar then did good damage with Shadow Claw, but Froslass then snapped out of her confusion and hit Gengar with Shadow Ball, taking it to a sliver. Fantina used a Hyper Potion, but Froslass' next Shadow Ball one-shot Gengar. Last is Mismagius. It also went for Confuse Ray, but Froslass landed her Shadow Ball, taking Mismagius to under a quarter. Mismagius then vanished for Phantom Force. When it hit, it took Froslass to only 8 HP, but Froslass powered through her confusion and finished off Mismagius. Next up was Candice City, where we first needed to battle Berry. Staravia, Monferno, and Weasel were on one-shots. Heracross survived Psychic, but wasted his turn on Leer before going down. Against Rosalia, I accidentally went for Psychic, which Rosalia survived, but there was nothing it could do, so it went down. Time for the 6th gym. Bronzor survived Shadow Ball, allowing it to step Trick Room. This meant Froslass would now go second. Byron then used both his Full Restore and Hyper Potion before having Bronzor set up Sandstorm. Bronzor went down, but then out came Steelix. Steelix Earthquake did half, as Shadow Ball did half. Bronzor's Trick Room then ended, allowing Froslass to go first again and take out Steelix. Last is Bastiodon. Shadow Ball did almost nothing, as a single Flash Cannon took out Froslass. Bastiodon is part rock, so it gains a 50% special defense boost from Sandstorm. This battle took a while. I tried multiple strategies, like having Froslass learn Hail to replace Sandstorm, and have her learn Water Pulse in order to have a super effective move. However, Bastiodon was just too tanky. I decided to grind up some money in order to buy Calciums to boost Froslass' special attack. With Froslass at now 109 special attack, we got this attempt against Byron. Bronzor was now a one-shot, so no Trick Room. Steelix survived Water Pulse at below a quarter, instead of Sandstorm. I knew Byron would heal, so I had Froslass set up Hail. This activated her Snow Cloak ability, boosting her evasiveness. We then had a case of Deja Vu, as we used Water Pulse again, and Steelix used Sandstorm again. Byron then used Hyper Potion, as we set up the Hail again. We then did the same thing a third time! However, this time, Byron did not heal, as he only has 2 potions. Steelix went for Gyro Ball, which missed, giving us the chance to finally take it out. Water Pulse did a third to Bastiodon, as its Flash Cannon took Froslass to a third, activating our Citrus Berry. A second Water Pulse took Bastiodon to red health, activating its Citrus Berry. Bastiodon's Flash Cannon then only took Froslass to red health, giving us the win. We had to now investigate the lakes, but nothing happened, so it's up to Snow Point City to challenge the next gym. Snover was a one-shot with Ice Beam. Machamp was a one-shot with Shadow Ball, but then out came Sneasel. It went first instead of Home Claws, as Water Pulse did less than half. Sneasel's Metal Claw did quite a bit of damage, as our second Water Pulse took Sneasel to red health. Candice then used a full restore, but our next Water Pulse got a crit, taking Sneasel to a quarter. Sneasel then took Froslass to below a quarter before going down. Last is Abomasnow. Ice Beam took Abomasnow to half, activating its Citrus Berry. It then set up a Roark, boosting its defenses. Ice Beam now did a lot less damage, as Abomasnow finished off Froslass with Giga Drain. I decided to train off Froslass and get rid of level 50. Snover and Machamp were still the same. Water Pulse now was a 2k on Sneasel. It did do a little damage before going down. Ice Beam still took Abomasnow to only half. After the Citrus Berry, our next Ice Beam took Abomasnow to slightly under half, but then Abomasnow missed its Giga Drain. Our third Ice Beam took Abomasnow to red health, but Abomasnow's Giga Drain then landed, taking Abomasnow out of potion range. This mistake on Candice's part gave us the win. Before leaving Snowpoint City, I remembered to go underground in order to grab the leftovers. We now had to infiltrate the Team Galactic headquarters, where at the end, we had to battle Cyrus. Murkrow and Golbat were one-shots. Froslass went first against Sneasel, but Water Pulse only did a quarter, as Sneasel used Icy Wind to lower our speed. It now went first, but its Meta Claw was not hitting that hard. We were just trading blows, forcing Sneasel to consume its Citrus Berry, and Cyrus to use his Hyper Potion before we could take out Sneasel. Time to climb Mount Coronet, where we had to do a double battle against Mars and Jupiter with Barry. I had Froslass start with Hail, as Jupiter's Bronzor used Light Screen, and Mars' used a weak Gyro Ball. Barry's Munchlax's Bite did good damage against Jupiter's Bronzor. I had Froslass set Veil, which she recently learned. Mars' Bronzor then set Reflect, as Jupiter's missed Payback. Barry's Munchlax then took Jupiter's Bronzor to yellow health. Mars' Bronzor survived Shadow Ball and red health. Jupiter's Bronzor went for a weak Payback, as Mars' went for Confuse Ray. Barry's Munchlax then took Jupiter's Bronzor to a Sliver, causing it to go down to Hail. This sent on Skuntank. I decided to have Froslass use Ice Beam in the Skuntank. It did a third, as Skuntank's Flamethrower also did a third. Mars' Bronzor then got in one more hit before going down to Munchlax. This sent up Mars' Golbat. We went for another Ice Beam in the Skuntank, taking it to red health, activating its Citrus Berry. Golbat then missed its Bite, but Skuntank's Flamethrower took Froslass down to half. Munchlax then went for Body Slam in the Golbat, getting a first turn paralysis. Mars and Jupiter's Light Screen then ended, so Skuntank quickly went down. This sent out Jupiter's Golbat, who he one-shot. Munchlax then took out Mars' Golbat, leaving only Mars' ace, Perugly. Ice Beam took it to above half. Perugly then dug underground for Dig. I had Froslass set Hail, as Perugly's Dig did low damage. Munchlax's Body Slam then took Perugly to low health, activating its Citrus Berry. It went down to one final Ice Beam. On to the second Cyrus battle. Honchkrow was a one-shot. We set up Hail against Gyarados as its Crunch did a quarter. We then set up a Roark, as Crunch took Froslass to half. We were still holding leftovers. Gyarados was a 2k with Ice Beam, so Froslass was at a third when we took out Gyarados. Weavile was next. We got a crit with Ice Beam, doing almost half to Weavile's health. Weavile's Meta Claw thankfully didn't do that much. A second Ice Beam took Weavile to below a quarter, as Weavile's Sling did less than Meta Claw. Cyrus then decided not to heal, so Weavile went down, leaving only Crobat, who we outsped in one shot. With the world saved, it's off to the Final Gym. Froslass went first against Raichu. Her Ice Beam not only took Raichu to red health, it froze it. Volkner did use his full restore, but two more attacks took out Raichu. Next is Ambipom, who outsped Froslass. It used a weak Thunderbolt, while Ice Beam one-shot it. October was a 2k with Shadow Ball, but wasted its turn on Focus Energy before going down. Last is Luxray. It survived Ice Beam on a quarter, its Citrus Berry taking it back to half. Luxray's Iron Tail then took Froslass to a quarter, but one more Ice Beam finished it off. We can earn the Pokemon League, but we first had to battle Barry. We set up Hail against Staraptor, who missed its Steel Wing thanks to Snow Cloak. We then set up a Roark, as Staraptor missed another Steel Wing. It was then a one-shot with Ice Beam. Floatzel was next, and it had a Quick Claw and Crunch. However, it was a 2KO from a resistant Ice Beam. This then sent out Snorlax, who has Thick Fat. Our hail had ended, so I decided to reset it, but then Snorlax used Yawn. Through sheer luck, we dodged most of Snorlax's crunches, and it took it out with a combo of Ice Beam and Hail damage. Barry's Heracross was a 2KO Shadow Ball. It managed to get off a Rock Slide, which Froslass only survived thanks to Friendship. Last is Infernape, who was also a 2KO, so Froslass went down. I decided to reteach Froslass Psychic. I replaced Shadow Ball, which might have been a mistake. We still set up Hail and Roark against Raptor, who this time landed one Steel Wing before going down. Floatzel survived Psychic and Red Health. It did miss Crunch twice, because it got a quick activation before going down. We had to reset Hail and Roark against Snorlax, who missed a Crunch but landed its Yawn. Psychic then did not that much more damage than Ice Beam. As Froslass went to sleep, Snorlax was thankfully missing its Crunches. Thankfully Froslass was only asleep for 2 turns. We then took out Snorlax with 2 more Psychics, but only thanks to a crit. Heracross was a one-shot with Psychic. Infernape survived Psychic on a sliver. Its Flame Wheel then took Froslass to 1 HP. She only survived thanks to Friendship. This was a very narrow win. Time for the Elite Four, starting with Aaron. Dustox survived Psychic with below a quarter and went for Toxic. We took it out the next turn. Beautifly was a one-shot. Heracross survived Psychic. Its Rock Slide took Froslass to a third, but this was before its Flame Wheel activated, which would activate Heracross's Guts ability. The burn damage from the Flame Orb caused Aaron to heal, but 2 more Psychics took out Heracross. Vespiquen survived the Ice Beam, but got frozen. I used this time to set up Hail and Roark before taking out Vespiquen. Last out was Drapion, who outsped and crit Froslass with Night Slash. I decided to just EXP grind against Aaron. At level 69, Psychic took Dustox to Red Health. This time, instead of Light Screen. However, then our next Psychic got a crit. Beautify was still a one-shot. Against Heracross, Psychic did less than half, as its Rock Slide did less than half. Our next Psychic took Heracross to Red Health, as Heracross's now Guts boosted Rock Slide took Froslass to only 3 HP. Dustox Light Screen had ended, so as Aaron healed Heracross, 2 more Psychics finally took it out. Vespiquen was now a one-shot, so we're back to Drapion. Ice Beam left Drapion on a quarter, but more importantly, it froze it, finally giving us the win against Aaron. Next is Bertha. Quagsire survived Ice Beam and Red Health. Its Earthquake did a quarter. Bertha did use a full restore, but 2 more attacks took out Quagsire. Sudowoodo was then almost a one-shot. It did get frozen though. Its Citrus Berry though put it out of potion range. I decided to set up Hail and Roark, but then the Hail damage caused Bertha to use her full restore. While Sudowoodo was a 2KO, it missed its Head Smash, so it went down. Golem survived Ice Beam thanks to Sturdy. Its Heavy Slam then did a quarter. Bertha only has 2 full restores, so Golem went down the next turn. Wishcash was a crit one-shot, so last is Hippowdon, who was a non-crit one-shot. Time for the biggest challenge of the run, Flint. Rapidash went first, and its Iron Tail did over half Froslass's health. I had Froslass set up Hail, causing Rapidash to miss its next Iron Tail, allowing us to set up a Roark. We then only got hit once more by Rapidash, before taking out with 2 Psychics. Steelix survived Ice Beam and Red Health, but we dodged its Iron Tail. We reset the Hail, thinking Flint would heal, but instead he chose to attack, hitting Froslass and taking her out. I just kept using the Elite Four to grind levels. At level 75, Steelix was a 2KO, but this time, I did not bother with Hail, so we took out Steelix. We instead stayed up Hail and Roark against Lopunny, who missed Fire Punch twice. It was a 2KO with Ice Beam, but then it missed its 3rd Fire Punch. Drifloon was a one-shot with Ice Beam, leaving only Infernape. Infernape outsped. Its Fire Punch didn't do that much damage, as our Psychic broke Infernape's Focus Sash. Our Roark then ended, but Infernape missed its Fire Punch. That was without Snowcloak, by the way. This gave us the opening to finally beat Flint. Last on the E4 is Lucien. Mr. Mime survived Ice Beam instead of Light Screen. The issue with this was that Mr. Mime is holding Light Clay, so Light Screen will last 8 turns instead of 5. Also, Lucien loved switching out Mr. Mime for Alakazam, who would tank Ice Beam and use Future Sight. The damage from Future Sight always took out Froslass. I decided it was time to abandon the leftovers for the Icicle Plate to boost our ice damage. the Icicle Plate will boost Ice Beam by 20%. This helped a lot with Pokemon we were having trouble with, like Aaron's Drapion. When it came time for Lucien, I decided it was time to abandon the Roarville. I originally had Froslass use Payback, however, despite being super effective, it was not strong enough for us to make any use of it. Instead, I had to go visit the Moon Reminder and have Froslass remember Shadow Ball. See what I meant earlier about regretting losing Shadow Ball? At level 85, we crit one-shot Mr. Mime. Even at this level, that crit mattered. Alakazam decided to set a nasty plot, but it was a one-shot. This then set out Girafarig, who was the biggest threat on Lucien's team, because it could set up both Light Screen and Trick Room. We crit one-shot it. Since Girafarig was not able to set up Trick Room, we outsped Mancham and Bronzong, one-shotting both of them with Shadow Ball. Time for Cynthia. Cynthia leaves with Spiritomb, who has super effective Shadow Ball and Dark Pulse. I decided to teach Froslass Blizzard. It didn't quite one-shot Spiritomb, so it was able to use Shadow Ball, doing over half of Froslass' health. We took it out the next turn. This sounded Roserade. We tested Psychic on it, but it didn't one-shot, causing us to go down. On the next attempt, I had Froslass use Hail, dodging our Dark Pulse. Spiritomb again survived Blizzard, but missed its Shadow Ball. Cynthia then used her Force Door, however, 2 Shadow Balls took out Spiritomb. Roserade was then one-shot Blizzard. Lucario lived Shadow Ball and Red Health, but wasted his Tron Nasty Plot. For Gastron, we went for Shadow Ball, which did half. Gastron then used Rock Tomb, lowering our speed. Gastron was holding leftovers, leading us to use 3 Shadow Balls. In other words, we got hit with 2 speed drops. Cynthia then sent out Milotic. Milotic was quite defensive. It outspeeding didn't help either. We were doing good damage with Psychic, however, with Milotic having to recover, it was only thanks to a couple of crits and Milotic taking burn damage with Flame Orb that we managed to beat it. Last is Garchomp, who outsped and finished off Froslass. I decided to not level up anymore, and continued to throw our level 86 Froslass at the fight. We still set up Hail, causing Spiritomb to miss its attack twice, as we took it to low health with Blizzard. Its Citrus Berry took it out of potion range, so it went down the next turn. Roserade was of course a one-shot, as when we got Lucario to red health, it missed its Slash Cannon. We then reset the Hail, as Cynthia healed Lucario. Lucario then wasted his Tron Nasty Plot, as we took it out with 3 more Shadow Balls. Cynthia used her second Force Door on Lucario too. For Gastron, I had Froslass use Blizzard in order to make it a 2 KO, so only 1 speed drop. This allowed Froslass to go first against Milotic, and reset Hail. Milotic missed its first Scold, but landed a second. Our second Shadow Ball though got a special defense drop. This made Milotic's recover pointless as we took it out. Last is Garchomp. Because Froslass was almost at full health, Garchomp decided to go for Swords Dance, allowing Froslass to land our final Blizzard with one-shotting Garchomp. We beat Pokemon Shining Pearl with only Froslass. I think this helps prove what people say about Ice types. Great offensively, bad defensively. Thank y'all for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See y'all next time for one final challenge of Pokemon Legends Arceus, before the release of Legends ZA.